This by far has got to be one of the most mesmerizing pieces I've ever made. Be still and know that I am God. What more can I say? Comment below if you like it as much as I do. Enjoy the video. Hello and welcome back to your girl in Zim. My name is Rubina, and today we're going to be making a 50 centimeter diameter circle with one of my favorite verses. I've actually made a frame before with the same verse, but this time around I want to make something oval that I can put on my wall and maybe try to sell or market it. If you're new here, please press the subscribe button and the like button, and also toggle the notification bell so you can be notified every time that I post a new video. I'm considering starting an online shop of certain products that I'm going to sell, so stick by and you never know, you might find something that you like. Okay, great. So let's just jump straight into the video. Right, blank screen. This is what we do every time. So because my cutting bed is 50 centimeters by 70 centimeters or 70 centimeters by 50 centimeters, I can only go as big as a 50 centimeter diameter on an oval shape. But I always make mine a little bit smaller just to make sure that the laser can actually create the entire ring, because sometimes it will go a little bit over and then it will stop and I have to redo it. It will have cut and wasted some material, so let's get it right the first time, shall we? All right, so we are just going to put in our 700 millimeters there by 500 millimeters, which is 70 by 50 centimeters, and then we're going to take our circle, hold down the control key for those who don't use Mac, who use this. Okay, so you hold down the control key on your keyboard and then you put your circle, and this one that we have here is 487 millimeters. Let's make it about 490 just to round it off to the nearest whole number, make it easier. So what I'm thinking is I'm going to have a base. So this here that you see is the base of my oval shape, and then on top of the base, so we're just going to do Control C and the Control V, and then we are going to hold down our Shift key and move that out of the way because we've copied it and we've pasted it. So this here on top of my base, I want to cut it into sections. Okay, and then I'll do the same thing and duplicate this one as well, which is Control C and Control V, duplicate, Shift key, and then move it out of the way. So this is our base. This here are the layers that are going to go above our base, and then this here is where the text is going to sit. And I'm going to engrave something at the base or at the bottom of my sections, and then I'm going to type something out of acrylic on the top of my layer. So my base layer won't have much, but I'm considering spacing it a bit just to show some sort of contrast against the top. It's an idea. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to just put my demarcation marks, or what you call it, and I'm going to Control C and Control V and then Control V again, Shift, and move that out of the way. And these are what I'm going to cut out shape wise. This bottom bit is where I'm going to put in my verse. This will be cut out of wood, and this will be white acrylic, this will be wood, and this will be wood. So I think I need another layer, and then let's make these equal spaces and let's move that up a little bit. So I've got wood, I've got acrylic, I've got wood, I've got acrylic, then I've got wood. Okay, and then that's my base. So what I will do here is I would like to mark the sections on my base as well, so I know that this is going to go there. However, I want to space the sections up a little bit. So I am going to copy that. In fact, let me duplicate it, which is Control D, and just space it a bit. Okay, and then I'm going to just duplicate that a little bit, and then I'm going to move that to this layer here, and then I'll move that to that layer there, and I'll move the last one to the last layer. The idea behind this is to have the space in between, and this is the section that I need to then go onto my base, and I'm going to kiss cut around here, so that because I'm going to separate these, let me show you what I mean. So Control V, the one, so I'm going to just take my knife tool, and then I'm going to remove this section right there. Okay, so that would be one section that's going to be cut. I don't need this anymore. And then I just bring this in a little bit, and I do the same on that side, and then I will bring my node up. My apologies. Control Z. I need to separate this as well, don't I? I just need to cut this out. One moment. So like that, and then this is the top shape that we have, and let's just attach this to that corner and that to that corner. So the top is done. Now we work on the middle sections. Copy, paste that, and to do that, my delete tool, delete that section and also delete the top section because I need the shape. So we're going to delete this and delete that. I just need this shape to cut out as an individual shape. That's all I'm doing. Nothing too complicated. Okay, so let me just speed that up a bit so that I do not bore you to death. Sections, and let me just make sure I weld those together. We do not want a missing piece. Okay, so now that I'm done with the top layers, maybe let's just change the colors so that I know which is which. The top one is wood. Okay, so we do our smart fill. You remember that we've got wood for the top, we've also got wood for the bottom, and we've got wood for the middle. I think this is the middle, right? And then for the acrylic, we'll change the color. We've got two of them. That means this shape was not joined together, so we need to just weld that. And that's that node, that node, that node, and that node, and then our smart fill, and there you have it. Okay, so we've got our wood top, wood middle, wood base. Let's put those back in the shape so that I remember, and then we've got our acrylic, and then we've got our acrylic, and this here is our kiss cut areas. So I don't need the outside layers because this is just going to kiss cut as is, and then the outside layer will cut. I'll just change the colors of the kiss cut areas to blue so that I know that I'm kiss cutting and I'm cutting there, and then we take these pieces and put in there. So I want to just lock this so that it doesn't move when I'm putting this top layer on top, and then I want to just slightly make that a little bit thicker because This is the shape that's going to cut out, that I'm going to stick on top of these layers and on top of the base. And within these layers, I want to type in be still. And we're just going to make that a little bit bigger. I want a small b. And you remember my favorite font, right? Adelia. We're using it again this time. So let's look for Adelia. Be still. And then I want to fit that in there. And Adelia has got some curves. And what you do is just highlight that, and then it will bring this drop down arrow. I want this one, and then the last letter I also want one that will weld into my shape. Okay, so whilst I'm here, I'm just going to group that, and I want to put it back on top of this initial shape so I can see where it's sitting, because remember we've got wood, acrylic, wood, acrylic, wood, and I need to make sure that my word is sitting at the right point when I cut it out. Okay, I think if it comes in the middle right there, that would be very nice. And then we've got our engrave down here. Okay, so let's move that out of the way, and what I want to do now is just contour my word be still so it can be a little bit thicker, but you can still read it. So I think that's a little bit too thick. Let's see if 3 millimeters would work. Yeah, I think 3 millimeters are okay. So let's break the contour apart, and then we want to remove the inside, not the contour itself, because we want the thicker font outside. So it will cut something like this. I think it's too thick because you can't really see the letters nicely. So let's make this maybe 1.5 millimeters. Maybe that's a little bit better. And then break contour apart. Let's remove the inside. And then what I'm going to do is break the curve apart, because I need the eye to be part of, to hold on to part of the neck of the eye, and then we just remove that. Okay, and this really is not necessary, it's too tiny, there's no need. And this one, maybe if I can just make it a little bit wider, just a little bit. Okay, just a little bit. I think I am happy with that. Right, so we are going to take our section delete tool again, and we're just going to make sure we have put our word together like that. Okay, so B will hold on to this. This is how it will look. Let me just smart fill that so that you can see it. It will look something like this when it's cut out. That's the idea. Okay, so perfect. I'm happy with that. So, oh, by the way, we need to fill in the verse, don't we? That's going to go up down there. So I'm just going to remove my contour inside, and then I'm going to write, and know that I am God. Now I need to be very careful here, because remember we put in a border around the top. Okay, so I need this to just fit in there, the bottom, because it's going to be covered, so I can see where this border is going to come and sit, and then that way I know how big I can engrave my words to fit. Let's center that, and then let's center that, let's center that, let's center that, and fingers crossed, sorry, group that, and then center that, and perfect, it's centered in. Perfect. So the reason why I centered is just so that I make sure that my wording is proportional, like right in the center. And this verse is a Psalms verse, isn't it? I wrote it down somewhere. It's Psalms 46 verse 10. So sounds 46 plus 10. Okay, this one we can make it slightly smaller because that's the verse. Bring it up here and we center that as well. I think that's really nice. That I don't mind leaving this font as is. I like it. Okay, so let's take it to laser. Super. So you know how it is when you have an idea and then you think of something and you do what you're thinking of, then you go away for a bit and then you come back and you think, maybe I should change a few things. This is what's happening right now. I went home, had a think, sleep, and then I came back to the office today and I'm thinking, instead of me color blocking my circle, why don't I just make it one color but have highlights in the spaces that we left? So let me show you what I mean. So you're looking at this here, right? Remember, this is the base, and then these are the blocks that I wanted to separate from the base and put color, different texture, put acrylic, the white acrylic, and then put some wood. So I thought, let me just leave it as wood, all right? But then in these spaces here, let me put a little bit of gold vinyl so that it gives that contrast of something shiny at the back and then the same wood, and then we've got the black acrylic on top. So to do that, I am going to remove these because I don't need these anymore, so I'll delete them. And then I'm going to take my initial round and I'm going to put it above this circle. And the reason why I'm doing this is because I want to measure the inner circle. Okay, so I just want to put it slightly on top like that, and then I want to measure the inner circle. So to do that, I copy, I paste. Let me change the color so that I can see what I'm doing, and then I will bring it in like that. Okay, so this is what I want to do. All right, move this out of the way and then move that out of the way. Remember, this is locked, so it's not moving. This is why you see it there. So now that I've moved this out of the way, I want to take the inner part out. So I want to ungroup that. Okay, and then I want to remove the inner part. And with this, put it to the back, bring the red above, and then remove the red. So I've got this outline here. It looks exactly the same as this one where this spacing is concerned. And then what I want to do is unlock this, because the idea is for me to use the same demarcations or the same inside lines. Okay, so now we lock this and then lock that, and then I want to group this, and then I want to center this. Apologies, let's put that back because these are locked as well, aren't they? The insides are locked as well, so unlock, locks them individually. Unlock, unlock, unlock. What about this? Yep, we have to unlock each and every one individually. Okay, that's done. So what I want to do with this one here that I locked, unlock it, and then group it and put it to the center. It looks like the second one is locked as well. So let's unlock that, group it, and put it to the center. Okay, and then we lock it, because I want to group this and put it to the center as well so that I can see where the demarcation marks are. And I just want to copy the inside, so we need to ungroup that, and then we need to copy the inside. What happened here? Okay, we need to ungroup that, we need to copy the inside, and then we are going to move it to the center. Group that and then move it to the center. There you go. So I'm happy with that. This is the base where it's going to kiss cut the inside and it's going to cut the round shape. And then this is the top that I'm going to put on top. So this time we are going to just delete the inside sections, these ones, because I want to leave it as is. Okay, it looks like I locked my circles, so don't worry, we'll go around and we'll unlock them, and then I just need to remove the parts that I don't want to see. Okay, because I still want this to be one unit, so I need to delete the inside as well. And to do that, let me just unlock and unlock as well this one. Okay, send it to the back because it's coming in the way of the other one that's locked. All right, and then let's see if it will come out. Yep, there you go. So this now is going to be the top. What happened to my... Oh wow, let's do the same here. Copy that. We just want to move it across as is. Looks like the spacing is a bit off, isn't it? But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter much because we are going to hide this part anyways. So let's just cut that in sections like that, because I want it to be one unit. Okay, so this is going to be my top, this is going to be my base. So let's just group that, and I want to put this in the center just to make sure I've got my lining right. And then let me group that, and then let's put that to the center as well. So put that to the center, and then can you see the lining is not properly centered? So that means we'll have some areas that will not cut properly or will not be aligned properly. So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to remove my base and I'm going to use this as my base. Okay, and I'm going to move that one out of the way, and then these ones I could join that together, but I can leave it as is so that I can use these areas as my glue areas. But because I want the top part to cut, I want to change the color of the top ring, and then we leave this as blue, and then the top color of the top ring will stay as it, because that's a cut color, and then this is a kiss cut color. This is not going to cut out, but this will cut out. And this here, I want this to cut out completely so that I have got something that looks like this. Smart fill, like that. That's the shape. That's the shape that I want. Okay, so I can just highlight that and move that out of the way. This is how this is going to cut. Okay, so I now need my verse. My apologies if you can't see me there, my network has gone, but I hope you can still see my screen. I now need my verse, so I bring my verse here. This is where it's going to go, it's going to sit. I'm happy with that. So we remove this, and then I'm going to group that, right? And then I'm going to lock that as well so that it doesn't move, because I need to bring this here in here, and I need to kiss cut the areas that I'm going to stick this on top. Okay, so this is irritating me a bit, the network part, this part. So let me just remove my webcam. Okay, 1 second, I'll be back. Okay, I'm back now. No webcam, apologies for that. It's just the network. There's nothing much I can do about that. So like I was saying, this is what we're going to cut out in black acrylic. So I just need to copy this, and then I need to paste it here, because the idea is for me to put it on top of my initial ring, because I want this to kiss cut the be still part. Okay, I want it to kiss cut on top of this. So to do that, let's make sure this is locked. Yeah, it's locked. To do that, we center this, bang in the center, and then we ungroup that, right? Because I need to remove the top layer, okay? And then I also need to remove this layer. So let's break this curve apart, and then let's remove the top, and let's remove the bottom. And then this part here, even though the red parts that you can see will be cut out, this here will be kiss cut. It will make it easier for me to bring this and stick it on top there. Okay, so we've got one unit right there. So it will, remember, these red parts will definitely be cut off. So let's just remove it for the sake of the video. These will be cut off, okay? They'll be cut off. I will not see these. Like that. Okay, those will be cut off, and these will be cut off as well, because we need these gaps. Since the vinyl is going to be inside here, it will be stuck inside here, so the shine will come out of these spaces. This will be kiss cut around, and then this will be cut around, and I'll stick my black acrylic on top. Right, so that's it. Let's go to laser, this time for real. Okay, see you at the laser machine. So I started off by kiss cutting the base and cutting out the circle. The reason why I've got the shield of the laser down is because it's MDF, and remember my challenge with MDF, it gets a little bit too smoky. So better safe than sorry. After I was done with the base, I then engraved the bottom part and then cut out the circle accordingly. After it was done and now it was time to lift the piece out of the machine, I then realized that I'd done something wrong. The idea was for the kiss cut areas and the engraved areas to stay on the board, and then those little rectangular shapes to cut out. So it cut out in reverse. I hadn't realized this when I was designing. So I had to come up with a plan B. What should I do? Let me show you what I did. After taking my pieces outside for a light sand, I looked at my circle that was supposed to be on top and decided, you know, since I'm going to use gold vinyl on the base, why don't I just spray paint the little rectangular shapes that are in the middle, spray paint those gold as well. So this is what I ended up deciding to do. And then I came back in, I took my vinyl, I stuck it on top of the base using the lines as a guide to where I am supposed to put the vinyl. Took my second piece, put it on top, third piece on top, and then the great reveal. So I'll leave you guys to watch the rest of the video. Enjoy. I'll see you in a bit. And there you have it. Impressive, isn't it? I absolutely love the way it came out. I love it. I love it. I love it. Please show me a thumbs up if you also enjoyed this video, and hit the subscription button so you can be part of the community, and also toggle that notification bell so you can be notified every time I post a new video. I love you guys. I will see you next time. Bye bye.